At the London Design Summit, I'm very pleased to be joined by Sarah Weller from Mubaloo, which is fun to say. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome. Tell me about the project.
So we started working with London's Air Ambulance a couple of years ago now with EE. So EE, we're their custom app development partner, so we work with all of their clients on building applications. And they specifically started speaking to us about London's Air Ambulance because they could see that there would be an opportunity to potentially use technology to assist with the dispatch process. So London's Air Ambulance are called out in London at the most critical scenarios. So they're trying to get doctors to those patients who are in serious need of help and attention as quickly as possible. So we were really trying to build an application that would help them improve that process.
What was the process before the application came along? And I suppose how has it transformed that process too?
So the process before, they take about 5,000 calls every single day, and they end up going out on about 5 different visits to go and see different people, scenarios that they choose. The co-pilot chooses which ones they need to go out on. And the process before was that they would be filtering through the information when the calls were coming in. They would have to try and find the information about the mapping and where they could land, print out information before then physically going and taking it out, getting the people together, and then being able to take off in the helicopter. And it was the same with the emergency ambulances as well that are also part of the London's Air Ambulance. So trying to get people to be able to leave as quickly as possible in those most critical situations was taking minutes because of
and they might have
printing.
changed the printer cartridge or something like that, which is kind of crazy. So you created a way of resolving that, and pretty simple, easy to use. How does it work?
So it's an iPad application. One of the key things was EE's 4G network that we were using as well. So it's an application which sends a push notification to say that there's people need to leave this kind of immediate dispatch process when the calls are coming in. All the information is then on the application, so the pilot knows where they need to land. They have information immediately on the iPad available. So they have everything that they need to move very, very quickly straight into the helicopter. They're also able to then access information about the hospitals around them to understand where they should be taking patients. So what hospitals are specialists in specific incidents to make sure that they really are taking them to the relevant places, and also receive new information about current situations or
so for example,
new
if
jobs.
The hospitals are full, you can't take them to that one, go to the next one, simple things like that.
Or things like if the scenario has changed, so a job has been cancelled and they've already started moving. That was quite difficult before. Or if they're out already and they're taking a patient somewhere, but then something else has happened and they need to go somewhere else, they were having to call up, and then someone was manually looking through the A to Z map, seeing where they needed to go. So trying to go from one to another was also quite a difficult process.
So working with Air Ambulance as developers, what did you have to do in order to kind of get them across? They knew that they wanted to do this. They knew it would be a better idea. So how did you help them through this?
We spent a lot of time working alongside them to understand the process as it was. A lot of work on the back-end infrastructure to understand what position that was in at the moment, what would need to be done so that we could access the relevant data that we needed to. So it was very much a partnership, and EE was also involved throughout the whole process. So the 3 of us working side by side to deliver the application.
And the end result for the pilots, for the doctors, what's the response?
So we're looking at least 2 minutes saving per call out, which, if you think about the kind of situations they're going out on, is pretty great.
And they're happy too, obviously, because it's simpler for them too.
Yeah, they're really happy with what's been delivered in terms of the dispatch process, but we're also having huge amounts of inquiries from actually New South Wales, Canada, lots of different air ambulances wanting to use something very similar, but also other industries. So where you're looking at response times and how critical they are for health and safety in various different sectors, this really proves actually by getting the information to people faster what kind of improvements you can have.
Sounds like a fascinating project to be involved with. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Sarah Weller, thank you.
Thanks.